the 100 in the comp, now at the top of the order. Edge to start with, a little bit of movement. Pitch has got some green in it. Smashed away, that'll be the first boundary of the innings.
Actually gives himself some width. Pops his bowler just a touch wider. Nice area for him to get his hands free. Durham have packed the sort of backward point, gully, short third man area.
Oh, that's going to go a long, long way. Just helped off the hip. Oh, fetch that. Smoked.
Stand and deliver. Waiting for the short ball off Coughlin. A little bit step back to give himself some room, open his body up. That sounds beautiful.
Goes again. Doesn't quite get a full piece of it. And that'll flash away to the boundary as well. The change to spin has brought no change in approach from Finn Allen. Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
Fantastic shot. This is better. Liam Livingston, stand still. Make sure there's no moving parts. When you're trying to hit the ball, give himself a bit of a base. Moves his front leg out, gives him. It was in the slot. To be fair to Brandon Carson, was in the slot.
Fetch that. Finn Allen finds the gap. Oh, it's in the air. Should be gone. Is gone.
He got a little too cute. Pace off the ball. There wasn't the pace to work with, and the field change worked. That's why he played the shot, but the bowler out-thought him with the change of pace.
Oh, he's clothed it. He's clothed that. And he's gone.
For an opposition to see the back of Josh Butler, we've talked him up. Wherever he bats, he'll be disappointed he didn't quite find the middle of his bat on that occasion. You see that hit out of the ground so many times.
Winter evenings must fly by at yours. Borthwick short again. Has he picked out mid-wicket again? No. Oh, big shout. Has that been nicked down the leg side? Neil Mallender thinks so. Durham thinks so. And Alex Davies is dragging himself off the field.
Lancashire were going to break free in those early overs. Keeper didn't really go up. Nothing really. That finger going up is all that's important. Gone up a long way, and simple catch. Pressure is just beginning to build up both ends. And Stevie Harmison saying, keep an eye out for this lad.
From 42.
Catching out.
Make that 48 from 43.
Livingston at the moment.
Oh, that's out of the park. Great way to bring up your 20th T20 50.
Of Liam Livingston's bat. Fantastic shot. Sounded beautifully. Long way down. Talking about the dimensions of this ground.
Catch! Set him up!
Has he got him? No. Oh, it's an effort. It's a dive. Livingston thought that he'd picked the man out at long on, but as it is, it's a good over for the Lightning. 16 from it, 5 to go, 103 for 4. Croft finds the gap, that'll be 4. Jams it in there again, but Croft gets lucky. Muscled, but not timed, and that's a brilliant catch.
Looking for that Yorker to give himself some room. Just dragged it down. Slower ball. Talked about this too much today. Dimensions on this ground.
Oh, he should have a wicket. He should have a wicket. That's 3. Cheeky and very effective. Yorker goes in again. They'll look for 2. They should get them. And I think Durham will settle for that. 158, I think, has been the average score here. Clark does just that.
Clark width. He likes to play through the offside. Does Graham Clark. He stands up tall. Not a great deal of foot movement. Say stylish. He took off.
Oh, that's 6. That's a biggie. Brilliant pick-up from Bedingham.
That is timing, all timing, in the slot. Bedingham picks it up. Pressure's on the bowler now. Inexperienced bowler.
Oh, crashed away.
Confidence talked about Coughlin and that power play. Didn't quite get it right. What was his next 4 balls? Did he come back? I think Bailey's finding this out the hard way here after bowling a wide.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Pine down and nearly took a catch in the crowd. Timing, pure timing, in the slot. It's about inexperience of the bowler. What's he got to come back with? Well, he's bowling at a bloke who has got nearly 700 first-class runs so far this season.
Oh, that's been hit ferociously hard. Oh, that's big. That's very big.
And again, it just seems as though Luke Wood doesn't know whether to hit the pitch hard or try and pitch it up. When he pitches it up, it offers a bit of width, or he floats it. And I think what he's done there, he's just floated it. Good pace. I like the pace, the trajectory on this.
Goodness gracious. That's massive.
He's been waiting and waiting to possibly throw one up to see if he can get a false shot by the Durham batsman. Graham Clark has picked out Rose. That's a big, big hit.
Up a long way. And it's gone up a long, long way, and just enough. A lot of talk about the size of the boundaries here, but that's just enough.
To get it square of the, and from square, where the square leg umpire would be, that's probably the shortest part of the ground.
A terrific job. And he's just done it again. That is what they needed. I wonder whether they've just left it a little bit late, but they're still in it just. With ball in hand, and that's about as good as it gets at the start of an innings. It was a bit of a hack in the end. Again, going leg side. Lovely shot. Again, placement. Timing, placement. He's right on top of his game at the moment. Oh, even better. Even better. We've seen some shots today. That's probably about the best of them.
Back to you 100%. This is a different game altogether. A man in top form. Parkinson, where's your game at?
Yeah, but they're still picking up wickets. Bedingham is playing in a different game and a different class to most of the others, but they are picking up wickets, and it is that man Parkinson.
Keep going and going and going, but got to give yourself a chance to get in. Dip just at the right time. Parkinson very, very pleased with himself.
Trying to get through his overs quickly. Gone, and it's worked. And it's worked. It took something pretty special. It was a little quicker. There was a little bite off the surface. And again, he was trying to just use the pace.
Just rushed him, just kept rushing at him. And Bedingham didn't stop him this time. He just let him keep coming.
Big appeal, but helped on its way.
Livingston going full and straight.
Just a gut feel. Just brilliant work, brilliant effort, just enough.
Hustles again.
Pretty cleverly played again, using any pace that's there. Livingston firing it into the surface. Big boundary or not.
Gone, got him. Bang in front. Mike Burns thinks that's hitting the middle of middle. Lancashire have their breakthrough, but I think it's too little and too late.
It's definitely not going to go over from Crofty. Just held it back just a touch. Coming back to play cricket for the club.
Oh, that's a beautiful stroke. It's been hit hard, and nothing that Croft can do about it. And that is a fitting end to a fabulous victory. Durham over Lancashire Lightning.
Finn, where's the weather gone? This is not what we want to see. Goodness me. Frustrating this, isn't it, for players?
Yeah, a little bit frustrating, you know, travelling here and sort of seeing this when we turn up. But I suppose it's almost, we've got to prepare the same as we would for a normal game.
Is that the key in situations like this as players? You just prepare as if it's going to go ahead?
Yeah, I think you have to. Otherwise, you can sort of get into a false sense of security that it's not going to go ahead and you might not be ready when things do happen. So, yeah, I think you definitely have to prepare, and the lads are off having a hit and doing all that sort of jazz right now. So, yeah, we have to prepare as if we're going to play.
Yeah, I guess you can't even think about the idea of it being a shortened game, can you? You've got to assume it's a full game here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as time goes by, you know, we realise that it's going to be shorter and shorter as it goes. But, yeah, I mean, it's still the same preparation regardless of how many overs we play, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. In terms of how you've settled in, Finn, have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously an interesting start for us, you know, a few games won, a couple games lost, so good learnings for the boys coming from those games, and having Joss and Livy around with us before they shoot off has been really good for us, both on and off the field. So, yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. You know, Lancs have been really good for me, settling in early and becoming comfortable pretty quickly.
And you've contributed too with the bat. You must be thrilled.
I mean, obviously we'd like to have gone a little bit better.
Okay.
One game went okay, which I was happy with, but yeah, I mean, still finding my feet and figuring a few things out. But yeah, I mean, obviously always want to do better than what you have done, I'd say.
Are you relishing the prospect of batting at the top? Is that where you wanted to bat?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's probably the best time to bat. The most enjoyable time to bat, probably cash in on that power play. And yeah, it's obviously different conditions over here to what I've had in the past. So yeah, still taking those learnings and still looking to get better from those.
What challenges are there to batting as an opening batter in T20 cricket compared to coming in at 3 or 4?
Obviously, it can swing early doors. A lot of teams have gone with spin early as well, so that's been a new challenge compared to back home. I mean, yeah, I would say you sort of almost have a bit more of a license up top, which does make things a bit easier. But again, you've got to set up the innings and sort of most of the time take that aggressive approach for the team to sort of put as many on the board as you can in that power play.
Yeah, do you enjoy that pressure of trying to set the innings up at the top and going hard?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose one way it's pressure, the other way it's a bit more sort of, you've got a bit more of a license, you know, to play your shots and express yourself, which I quite enjoy. So there's almost less pressure in a way, unless you obviously lose a couple early doors. But yeah, I suppose it's probably more enjoyable than having to come and salvage the innings coming in later in the innings.
And it's where all the glory is, isn't it? As an opening batter in T20 cricket.
Exactly, yeah. Chance to score big runs and yeah, play some pretty cool shots.
Have you enjoyed batting with Liam there?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, he's an aggressive player. He's obviously very good, hits the ball pretty hard, and he's fun to watch. Just I sort of got the best seat in the house, so it's been good so far. He's put in some pretty important knocks for us. Had some pretty unreal shots as well, so it's been good to watch and good to learn off as well.
You hit the ball hard, don't you, Finn? It's good to watch.
Try to, yeah. Have to, yeah, I guess.
Is that where you base your T20 game, your clean hitting? Is that where you get most of your success? Or are you still an all-round player? Can you kind of invent and create shots and manufacture shots as well as the big hitting?
Yeah, I'd like to think I can sort of do both. I think I showed that in the Leicester game, sort of batting through the innings. But yeah, my main sort of game is being that aggressive role. And I mean, with Livy there, it sort of means sometimes maybe taking a little back seat because obviously he's pretty exceptional. He's been doing it for a long time. But yeah, for me, I'm still learning. I want to still play proper cricket shots and obviously look to hit the ball hard. But it's probably looking at how I can do that for longer so I can bat for longer and continue throughout that innings. And
do you feel like you've settled into the dressing room? Do you feel a little bit more like a Lancashire player?
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, the passion that the guys have rubs off on me pretty quickly. And the way they are, they're so welcoming, and the banter and everything makes you feel pretty comfortable in the changing room pretty early doors,
Yeah. This is where T20 Finals Day takes place at Edgbaston. It's such an iconic fixture, certainly domestically in this country. How optimistic are you that Lancashire can progress from the group and ultimately, come September, make it here for Finals Day?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're only a few good performances away from, putting ourselves in the hat for making that Finals Day, and also for the team really clicking. You know, I think we're still yet to put in a full performance, which we said yesterday. So we're still searching for that, but I think without having that, we've still shown some pretty good glimpses of being a pretty good side and tough side to beat. So yeah, I'm pretty confident we'll be there.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate your time. We're hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you out there batting at some point tonight.
Hopefully. Cheers, mate.
Perfect.
200 games in T20 cricket, Steve, and blimey, that is some achievement. How proud are you of reaching that landmark?
Yeah, it's just snuck up upon me really, but yeah, setting out, I wouldn't have dreamed of playing sort of 200 T20 games. So yeah, on a personal note, it's a proud achievement to get there. Plenty of fun along the way, and yeah, hopefully add quite a few more. Yeah.
How much do you remember of that debut back in 2006?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. I think Fred was playing, Stewie Law. We had a lot of big names, and it was still obviously a relatively new competition back then. It's not we don't go sort of as in depth as we do now on analysis and treating games like we do. But yeah, I still remember it fondly at this ground. But yeah, I think I got a couple of wickets and a couple of runs.
Yeah. It was 3 years into the competition when you made your debut. So had it developed or not, or was it still kind of very much seen as being a bit of fun, bit of light-hearted type cricket?
Yeah, it's definitely developed.
I mean, when you made your debut, had it developed or not? Was it still?
I think still it was relatively new, and probably people didn't go as in depth as they do now. Say with the analysis, the matchups, and the time that goes into prepping for it. I think it was a bit of fun, and it's obviously still a fun format to play now, and it's a good format to let your hair down and express yourself. But I think back then it was. Still don't know whether it was going to still stick around, and obviously from then on in, the IPL and all the other leagues, it's gone from strength to strength really.
Many of you still playing from that team. In fact, there's none of you still playing from that team apart from you.
Yeah, that was the last one. As of last year, we had Pazza still. We still had still reminisced. But yeah, time flies when having fun, they say. So yeah, like I said, I'd like to still play for a few more years. But it's a bit strange when your teammates aren't here anymore, and it's a sign of the times. But like I said, hopefully add a few more and get a few more good partnerships with some great teammates.
What aspect of your game has improved the most, do you think, over the course of these 200 games? Bat, ball, or in the field, or a little bit of everything? A
bit of everything really. Obviously my role's changed from being an all-round seam bowler to then sort of transition into a spinner. So I think around that period as well, I had to concentrate a bit more on my batting to try and get in the team first and foremost as a batter to then almost build up my skills as a spinner. But then I think T20's helped me develop as that cricketer, transitioning into spin, and always been handy in the field, so it was a great time to express yourself and still love now, whether I'm batting, bowling or fielding. It's a great format to get involved, and you can change a game by taking that catch, run out, hitting the winning run or getting the main man out. So it's a great format for people who do a bit of everything.
Handy in the field's a bit of an understatement, isn't it, Stephen?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I didn't want to big myself up too much, but yeah, even development of the game, like you see the fielders now, even going into Test cricket, those skills transferring from T20 cricket, the catches, stops, the flick back from the rope, is obviously to help develop the game as a whole. And yeah, it's been a tremendous format, and I've had plenty of fun playing it.
How much do you look back at your time working with Faf du Plessis in particular with regards to the way you've developed your fielding, and perhaps even before what is now acceptable, or what now is the norm in T20, you and Faf, you were doing that type of stuff years ago?
I was going to say something else. But yeah, it's one of those. It was great to have him at the time. He came over with similar ages, and he was obviously a great fielder, a great competitor, and I wanted to try and stay on his level, which was great. And then hopefully over the years I've dragged some of the lads with me and hopefully improved them as fielders. But yeah, it was great having him round with a few others as well, that always had a competitive group and always want to try and improve.
How much do you still have that desire, Stephen, to keep your standards up? I mean, I guess you get tougher it is. I guess that's just nature, isn't it? But how much do you pride yourself still on reaching those standards?
Yeah, obviously want to try and, I wouldn't say try and play as long as I can. I want to try and keep my standards high as long as possible. I still want to throw myself around in the field and do the dirty work and run on mid-on to mid-on. And suppose the day I can't probably do that, it'll probably the day I won't want to be out there in the field and be a detriment to the team. So yeah, it always pushes me to sort of stay in shape and keep on top of my skills, and like I said, hopefully drag people with me as well, and almost build that culture around the club.
Of course, you were involved in an England squad, and you didn't play for England. Lots of good players have gone through their career and not played for England. How do you reflect back on that period?
Yeah, it's a weird one really. You try your best, you always want to test yourself against the best, and yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen. Yeah, I'm at peace with it really. There's no finger point or anything. I gave it my all. Sometimes you get the knock or the call, and unfortunately it didn't happen, but yeah, it wasn't through lack of effort or anything. I'd have loved to have the opportunity to go out there, but yeah, it wasn't meant to be. So next best thing is playing for Lancashire.
You're not too far away from 200 for Lancashire neither. That probably is going to be next season, all being well, fingers crossed, which will be some achievement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those you look back and, well, I think originally I only playing 14 games a year unless you go through qualifiers, and you obviously didn't play as many last year, so it's quite a bit of time on the ground really. So yeah, sort of quite proud in that sense to keep my levels up over the years, and yeah, quite proud of that really.
And what would you say to a young Stephen Croft coming into the game? Would you say white ball and T20s is the route to go down, or red ball and the longer format, or would you still believe that you can do both?
I think both really. I get just as enjoyment out of all formats really, but yeah, to a younger self, yeah, it's obviously youth wasted on the young, and I would have given myself a bit more of a talking to, but yeah, there's little things. I think if I relax more and probably train a bit more smarter when I was younger, I wanted to do everything, tick every box, but I think as you get older, obviously with that comes experience and you train a lot more smarter, and but yeah, it wasn't nothing through lack of effort. I think most youngsters go through that, but yeah, just I'd say to them, keep enjoying it. I remember being, when I signed as an 18-year-old, the likes of Corky, Mal and Chile saying enjoy it, it does fly, and I thought I've hopefully got 10, 15, 20 years at this. It's going to be ages, but it's soon come round, to be fair. Like I said, it's come round pretty quick, and yeah, we've enjoyed every second of it.
Darren Stevens is back in the Kent T20 squad. There's years left in you.
I know, yeah. You always, when you feel like you're knocking on, you look at Steve-O still playing, and yeah, it gives you a bit more hope. But yeah, another one who's kept his standards for 2 decades now, so there's an incentive there that I think people are seeing it as he's just a number now, and you see the likes of Jimmy still one of the best in the world at what he does at his age as well. So it's an incentive as well to keep you going, that there's still opportunities there as an older player, as long as you're still putting the numbers up.
And finally, Stephen, your fondest T20 moment to date, and hopefully there's more to come obviously, but as it stands, what do you look back on, what do you remember? It might be winning, it might just be a particular instant in the game. What sticks out for you?
Definitely winning. Yeah, our first trophy, and to captain that side was an absolute pleasure really. So yeah, that was a standout really for me to win it with. No disrespect to the squad we had, it was nothing as experience and sort of internationally renowned as we've got in the previous years. That we built a brilliant squad, and we did awesome as a young Lancashire sort of base squad then. So it was a very proud moment, and yeah, there's been plenty of little highlights as well in the second game, hitting that last ball for 6, sort of put myself at ease really, knowing that you can contribute at this level. So yeah, little milestones like that help you along the way and build confidence, but that T20 title win was right.
Bye.